What? I'm back. Hey, Tay Bay. What's up, baby? I'm back. I'm back tonight. I told y'all I might come on tonight and tomorrow and Monday. And whenever I feel like coming on, I'm going to come on. What's up, everybody? Listen. Hey there. Hey, you little five up in the sky. Make sure you hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, please consider a subscriber. I got one new subscriber today. I had a good time today, right? I told you I was going to get my hair done. Now, listen, I don't know. Most of you all, even the ones in the sky, probably been with me for a long time or have seen me. My hair was really long, right? Miss T got tired of it and she whacked it. But my hairdresser got a little happy because my hair was down to my back. So she got a little happy and she whacked too much. And so I'm not happy with it. I don't know, with all these curls, it tends to make me look old to me now, to me. But I went and got my hair done. I did some things. I went to BJ's, got a couple of things out there. Then I came home. And now I said, you know what? I don't drink, right? I told y'all I quit drinking a long time ago. But I said, I'm going to buy me a bottle of wine. Now, listen, I'm not a wine connoisseur, but I like pink Moscato. That's what I like. And it's crazy how I started drinking wine because I used to drink liquor. Liquor. Girl, y'all, I can tell y'all I used to drink liquor, right? So one day I went on a bus trip, right? And on a bus trip, they were playing bingo and stuff like that. And noon came like upon us. We were still traveling to where we was going. And they had these little bottle of pink Moscato, right? And so I said, I'll try one. I said, I'll try one. Baby, I tried that little bottle. I said, holy smoke. This got my head kind of thumping. I'm feeling kind of good. Then I had me another one. And that's been years ago. And that's how I started drinking pink Moscato. And I like pink Moscato. Moscato, right? Moscato. I'm not no real, wine drinker, but I really like this wine. It's not too sweet, it's not too bitter, and it gives you a little buzz. And so it's enough for me. So if I start going haywire, y'all know I got a little buzz in my cup, right? That's my cup of Diva and myself. I had one made of Diva and me. Thank you and welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Now, I told y'all earlier that I had heard some about Auntie O, and I have had some videos on Auntie O because everybody thinks Oprah's their favorite auntie. She's so positive. She does so much for the community, and she don't keep her name in a lot of mess. But Oprah, Auntie Oprah, is not who you think she is. What you need, baby, is not who you think she is. And I ran across these videos. Now, listen, I know some of these videos are AI. You can tell the way they talk and stuff. They mispronounce the names and all this crazy stuff. But again, I mispronounce names. I'm not AI. And some of the things they say. But I ran across this video and it was very interesting because it touched on a little bit of Monique. And Monique is still stewing today about that Oprah, situation with her, Oprah, Lee Daniels, and Tyler Perry. And I thank you, Diva. And I said to myself, there are gatekeepers, right? There are gatekeepers. And they send these people out on the mission to keep the culture in control somewhat. Whenever something happens, they send out one of them. One of them. And Oprah is a gatekeeper. And through some of the videos I've been watching, I really was interested in what Ice Cube said. That really piqued my interest. I'm like, damn, Ice Cube, because you don't see Ice Cube in no mess, no controversy. I haven't. I don't know a real lot about him. But he said that Oprah has never had him opportunities, and I could believe that. I truly believe with all my heart of hearts that gatekeepers can blackball you. And I believe she is a gatekeeper. Now, remember, there's always puppet masters. Then I start thinking about Harvey Weinstein, John the God, the Monique situation, and some of these people she affiliated with. I said, maybe Auntie Oprah is not who we think she is. you know, because everybody just love Oprah. Everybody gets a car, everybody gets this, everybody gets that. She helped her community. Not so much, y'all. So of course, you know I'm gonna do my favorite and we gonna react to this. I'm gonna play a clip. So y'all just stay tuned. I'm gonna play a clip. Listen, you 5 people up in those bushes, just hit the like button. Even if you don't like me, hit the like button. Like I give a damn whether you like me or not. I came on here being Mz.Teavalocity. I'm gonna leave here being Mz.Teavalocity. So let's start with this one. And then, you know, Ellen, I got one for Ellen too. But this one I want to do. Okay, so hold on. Let me hit this share. Please make sure you hit that like. Today, my live was pretty good. I had a pretty good live. I stayed on here for 2 hours. I don't know how long I'm going to stay here on tonight, but I'm here to kick back and drink my little wine. I put it in here. I could feel it. She bootleg, girl, come through. Smooches, sugar. See, it's some people in here that believes just what I believe, and we know that these people are part of the boule. See, in Creole, one time I need you to either do a video breaking down the boule, and I'm gonna share that, or I want you to hop up here. I know you're not feeling good, you know, speedy recovery. You know, I love you, Creole. I really do. You are one that I really do love. Your spirit makes me love you, sweetheart. You are genuinely who you say you are. And I love that about you. And thank you for always being a supporter. So she's part of the boule. Remember, people say Illuminati. No, black folk, they part of the boule. And they deep into that. That's why when I spoke of Officer Coon, see, he was with the Blue Men, right? And a lot of them are part of either the boule, the Masons, or something else. So there you go. So let's take a little clip. And I believe this is AI generated. Shout out to Moon. I tried to get Moon's channel. Didn't have any links to copy, but shout out to Moon. So let's get this going here. Because it makes you think. These mofos just be playing in our face and we hoodwinked. Hold on, let me get it up. Let me see this one right here. Yep, this is it. All right, let me share that. Yep, now let me make it bigger. And y'all let me know if you can hear. Just put a thumbs up.
Talk show host who came from nothing, built everything, and spent decades being the most trusted voice in America. Others think of something bigger, the entire Oprah brand, a business empire worth billions, spanning television, publishing, film, real estate, and an entire media network built around a single name. Either way, she's the most successful entertainer of her entire generation. And yet, if you try to pin down exactly what her talent is, the answer is very elusive. But this misses the point, because one thing she did do very well was manage risk, protect the image, and never let red flags get in the way of a profitable deal. She's always close enough to benefit from each controversy, but never close enough to be held culpable. And it was usually those who desperately needed protection who paid the dearest price when the person and the business merged into the same entity. And nobody would learn this harder than one of Oprah's closest friends, Monique. Monique had previously confided in her about some of the most painful parts of her life, that she and her mother were no longer speaking and that her brother had molested her as a child. Oprah quickly booked both Monique's abusive brother and her estranged mother for the upcoming show, using their accounts to dig deeper into the trauma, dragging the entire situation into the spotlight.
She said my brother wanted to come on the show. She said, if you don't want me to have your brother on the show, I will cancel the show.
On the surface, that sounds like Oprah was giving Monique a choice, but what happened next would tell a very different story.
I began to see commercials with my brother, my mother, my father, and my other brother.
That's despite Monique making it crystal clear she wanted nothing to do with the pair, stating,
my brother Gerald is a charmer. I said, I don't want nothing to do with that cat.
And that this is everything she didn't want.
She never said my mother was coming on that show, because had Oprah Winfrey said, I'm going to have your mother, I would have said, shut it down. I shared with her that me and my mother was not talking. I shared with her I was hurt.
Still, the interview went ahead, and Monique found out the same way everyone else did, by watching it live on television. On stage, her brother finally admitted what he had done, saying,
I did assault inappropriately, touch my sister in manners that were not comfortable for her.
But even that wasn't enough to stop the family from defending him. Monique's mother brushed off parts of the story on air, protecting the abuser, whilst her other brother suggested that the essay was blown out of proportion. Meanwhile, Oprah, the woman who had positioned herself as an advocate for victims, leaned in and drilled into the details, milking every moment for the camera and money. This is what makes Monique's story so ugly. Oprah wasn't exposing a hidden abuser on behalf of a victim. She was reopening a victim's trauma in public, on terms the victim says she never consented to. But the worst part of this is arguably what followed next. Monique says that after speaking out about the situation, Oprah used her influence in Hollywood to help freeze her out of the industry. Roles that she says were once offered to her, including parts in The Butler, Empire, and a planned Richard Pryor biopic, disappeared while her name increasingly attached to the label of being difficult. Looking at where Monique's career is today compared to where it was when she appeared with Oprah, it's hard to argue that speaking out came without consequences. And others seem to be on the receiving end of this tactic.
Let me say something right quick. See, for me, I think that's unforgivable. But Monique is still looking for Oprah to apologize to her. I wouldn't fuck with her at all, not after she did that, because what she did, she re-victimized Monique by having them on there. But Oprah is not who you think she is. And I'm glad that these people are really exposing some of the celebrities who we really think highly of. We really think they're for us, and they're absolutely not. But let's continue. She's a piece of shit.
Take 2. Susan Powter recalled after declining an Oprah appearance, her team warned her, quote, "You do know that you may never work in this town again." In fact, it became a rarity to speak out against her, like when Prince quipped her for asking why he was weird and why he lived in Minneapolis.
It's so cold, it keeps the bad people out.
It's the way he looks her right in the eye when he says it. But Monique wasn't an exception. This kind of drama extraction technique was the foundation Oprah's show was built on. In return for using it to platform yourself, celebrities were expected to surrender a compromising story. Whether this was a confession, breakdown, or secret they spent years protecting, everything was on the table. No celebrity wanted to be the one who seemed difficult, ungrateful, or guarded in front of an audience that could end careers overnight. It was an industry secret that spawned the infamous phrase, "Nobody says no to Oprah." This was the trap Toni Braxton walked into. She went on Oprah's show expecting a supportive conversation about financial hardship with a woman she'd admired her entire life. Braxton was already in a vulnerable position, openly admitting she was broke years before meeting Oprah. But when the interview began, it quickly turned into an interrogation, one that felt less like a conversation and more like a humiliation ritual in front of millions.
She was so freaking mean to me. I was in shock. Do you take responsibility for the situation that you're in right now? 100%. 100%. 100%. I couldn't believe it because I loved her so much. I admired her and looked up to her. And she pretty much reprimanded me.
B-R-O-K-E broke?
Broke.
Like broke?
Like no money.
No money.
Yeah.
Like net worth what?
Negative.
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 And immediately she made me feel this big. This big. That moment completely changed my career. It made people look down on me.
Braxton's lowest point had just been turned into a punchline in front of millions. She says this experience still haunts her today, permanently affecting her ability to trust, open up, and feel safe being vulnerable in public. One of Oprah's methods in all of this was confrontation, ambushing guests with the thing they were most afraid to talk about. That was just great business for her show, as people loved the drama. And so maybe that's why she felt entitled to ambush the young actress Mary-Kate, who was 17 at the time, about rumors of her eating disorder.
I know there's a new rumor that's recently surfaced. Has really upset you, right? You know, the one about eating.
Yeah, people are going to write what they want to write.
What size are you, by the way?
Size?
Yeah, I always
I'm really short.
You're not sure?
Girls, and
That's so interesting.
Or why Oprah felt entitled to police which words Raven-Symoné could use about her own identity.
I'm an American. I'm not an African American. I'm an American.
Oh, girl, don't
Don't
set
get
up
you
the
started.
Twitter on fire.
I'm sorry. I mean,
What? What did you just say? Stop the tape right now.
I don't know how far back and I don't know what country in Africa I'm from, but I do know that my roots are in Louisiana. I'm an American, and that's a colorless person because we are all people. I have lots of things running through my veins.
I mean, you're going to get a lot of flack for saying you're not African American. You know that, right? So I want you to say what you really mean by that.
What I really mean by that is I'm an American. That's what I really mean.
Another one of her methods was compassion, turning the show into a performance of safety so people would lower their guard and expose the most private, painful parts of themselves. That was one of her gifts, making intrusion look like care and exploitation look like empathy. Just look at how she treats Kelsey Grammer, a man scarred by brutal family tragedy, pushed not just to remember his pain, but to relive it for the camera.
This shit was crazy what she did to Kelsey Grammer. This lets you know that she is fucking evil, y'all. Excuse me. She is evil. Check out what she did to him.
My sister died 2
You
years.
say my sister died. Your sister was brutally and murdered,
Yes.
which is a little different than just dying. You still miss her, I can see. Do you ever get over it?
No.
But Oprah's brand didn't only extract value from guests on her own show. It did something even more ambitious. It incubated entirely new franchises from dangerous people. Because that's exactly what businesses do when they find a profitable formula. They scale it and build subsidiaries. And it's in these profitable decisions that Oprah built an empire far beyond the name and person itself. Take Dr. Oz, a surgeon who Oprah platformed over 60 times before spinning him off into his own show, produced by her company. Within a few years, he'd gone from legitimate medical advice to promoting miracle weight loss supplements on air, products so dubious he was hauled in front of a Senate hearing and publicly grilled for misleading millions of consumers. But at least Oz had medical credentials and wasn't a clear-cut villain. The next person Oprah endorsed had nothing at all. This video is sponsored by Abacus AI. One thing that's happening right now with AI is that it's starting to fragment. Every model is good at something different. One is better for writing, another for research, another for coding, another for images. And suddenly you're switching between tools constantly, trying to figure out which one to use.
Hold on, y'all. I want to go past that. Let's see.
And pin comment below. John of God was one of the biggest cons in modern history, a self-proclaimed Brazilian faith healer who claimed he could cure serious illness through nothing more than divine power and spiritual intervention. Over time, he built a devoted following in Brazil where sick patients would line up for days hoping to be miraculously cured. But he had no medical training, no qualifications, and his methods had been debunked by medical experts around the world. In fact, at the time, there were countless stories of people who spent their life savings traveling to Brazil to meet him, only to then return home no better than when they left.
Looking back now, Glennis, how do you describe that journey to Brazil to see John of God?
When I saw him, he just went zoom, 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 and that was it.
Did you ever go back?
No, decided not to go because I didn't feel any effect whatsoever.
How did that leave you? Were you
disappointed? Of course you are disappointed. You hope to be able to walk and get better.
Needless to say, any reasonable person would see this for what it is, a grift designed to sell false hope to sick and desperate people, all while exploiting their vulnerability for financial gain. But surprisingly, not Oprah. She quickly picked up the story, featuring him in her magazine and devoting several episodes of her show to praising his work and claiming his powers could genuinely save lives. There are blog posts on her website dedicated to him, which have now been deleted, presumably because of what happened next. She flew out to meet him in person and documented the case of Lisa Melman, a woman who had abandoned conventional cancer treatment in favor of John of God's supposed healing powers. And on Oprah's stage, Melman claimed something remarkable, that her breast cancer was now gone and that John had cured her. There was evidence of this discussion on YouTube, but it's all been since scrubbed by Oprah's team. That's because the reality was just far more tragic. Because just 2 years later, Lisa Melman died. Her cancer had never been cured at all. And according to reports, after she abandoned conventional treatment, the disease continued to spread and progressively worsened. So by the time she died, she was going to be in agonizing pain. And Oprah never returned to television to tell that part of the story. This happened while Oprah prolifically promoted.
See how influential these people are, these celebrities are? They really believe And this is who she promotes. This is just ridiculous. John the God, 118 years, y'all, he got for pedo. And doing the unthinkable to people. 118 years, they cooked that mother.
The benefits of breast cancer screening when that virtue needed to be signaled. But by then, the damage had been done. She had already endorsed John of God to an international audience as a man capable of miracles. From there, John of God's business exploded, with an estimated 15 million people traveling from across the world to meet him. But for many of the women who entered his orbit, that journey didn't end in healing, it ended in sexual abuse. A subtext that exploded into public view in 2018 when more than 600 women, including John's own daughter, came forward accusing him of sexual abuse.
John of God was declared a fugitive on Saturday after missing a deadline to surrender to the authorities. Claims against him began earlier this month when a dozen women said the self-styled spiritual healer had abused them at his clinic. Since then, scores have poured in from women within Brazil and abroad. Faria became internationally famous when he appeared on a show hosted by Oprah Winfrey. His fame had been boosted by supposedly miraculous surgeries.
And this is where Oprah's role becomes impossible to ignore. If she had done her due diligence before legitimizing John of God on her show, she may have picked up on allegations that had followed him throughout his career. The quiet murmur that this so-called healer was in fact not who he seemed on more than one level. So while we can't know exactly how many women Oprah helped steer into a circle, it's difficult to deny that her endorsement played a significant role in widening that pipeline. After all, she never seriously challenged his claim, she never pressed him on evidence, and never really subjected him to the kind of scrutiny any responsible interviewer would have applied. What makes this even harder to excuse is that Oprah, by her own account, understood exactly how predators operate. She's spoken publicly about being molested as a child. She even said this to a room full of people who had suffered abuse, showing them that she had inside knowledge of how people are groomed.
The attention and the seduction from the predator, it feels good. I mean, if you're 7 years old and someone is stroking your penis, it feels good. Even though you don't have a name for what that is, it feels good. And
somebody help me understand this shit. Why would she even say this? Y'all, this blew me away too. This really made me think. This chick ain't shit.
I have said for years, if the abuser is any good, you won't even know it's happened. You will be in it and you won't even know it's happened. And if the abuser is any good, he or she is going to make you feel like you're a part of it.
And John of God wasn't even the only dangerous franchise Oprah helped build. Dr. Phil was a trial consultant, someone who helped people win high-stakes legal battles. He also worked on jury selection, analyzing jurors' behaviors so lawyers could decide who to keep and who to remove. Oprah brought him onto her show, where he quickly became a regular, and that made perfect sense, not because he was a good therapist, but because he was the perfect brand extension. Oprah had already built a format around emotional confession, family conflict, trauma, and personal accountability. Dr. Phil added the appearance of professional authority. Positioned as a trained psychologist, he gave Oprah's worldview a veneer of expertise, and it made the show feel less like messy, highly personal television and more like guidance. The advice they gave often included sending struggling teenagers to residential treatment programs like Turnabout Ranch, a Utah facility marketed as rehabilitation but surrounded for years by allegations of abuse, including sexual, physical, and psychological harm. In a lawsuit, a former Dr. Phil guest alleged she was sexually assaulted by a staff member at 17. She further claimed that after reporting the incident, she was punished rather than protected, and when she returned to the ranch, she was forced to work in freezing conditions and made to sleep on a wooden plank and subjected to additional degrading treatment.
Needed help are now suing the Utah teen treatment centers that they were sent to, claiming that they faced isolation, humiliation, and abuse.
A lot of trauma, including previous assaults,
various forms of self-harm. You're actually just isolated in a room. That's the big thing, was isolation.
Publicly humiliated in front of the group by the therapist.
And they would all just shame me.
In the lawsuit, she claims she was 17 when an employee took advantage of that isolation to groom her for sexual encounters.
They would encourage the girls to literally bully me and just tell me about how horrible I am.
The lawsuit says Vista therapists shamed victims of sexual assault and forced them to talk about the specifics in group sessions.
Perhaps the most high-profile teenager sent there was Daniela Brigoli, who later described the place in brutal terms.
They just take them, they handcuff them, they put them in the car. It's basically like kidnapping. So for the first 3 days you're there, there's no showering. They put you in a circle, which is it's a teepee. It's a little teepee, but it's open. And you have to sit there for 3 days. They wouldn't let me lay down for nothing. Like, I was falling asleep and they were like, get up, get up. This place is all about taking away privileges. Like, okay, yeah, the phone is a privilege, TV, like all that. But they take away like necessity privileges, like sleeping on a bed, eating good food, not being cold.
Oprah's production company created Dr. Phil. It funded his show and profited from it. And when that show sent children into facilities where they were allegedly abused, she was insulated because Dr. Phil was his own name, his own show, and it was his own problem. This is the model that modern celebrity empires run on. The name at the top gets the goodwill, but the structures underneath absorb the damage. Oprah would repeatedly descend on a cause, make a grand gesture, and let the cameras capture every moment before moving on to the next project. This was exactly what happened in 2007, when Oprah opened the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for girls in South Africa. She poured $40 million into the campus for 152 disadvantaged girls. She hand-selected them herself and put on a huge launch party attended by top-ranking celebrities. On the face of it, supporting girls from poor backgrounds with education appears to be a good thing. But it came to light that the school contained a beauty salon, a yoga studio, 2 theaters, and luxury dormitories. Every tile, door handle, and finish was Oprah's particular choice, including pillowcases bearing an embroidered O. While it's her money to spend, critics immediately pointed out the obvious. That same $40 million spread differently could have helped thousands of students across the country. But instead, Oprah built a monument, something needlessly indulgent that she could put her name on and point as proof of her moral superiority. Howard Stern of all people described it well, saying,
"No, I'm fascinated by Oprah, but sometimes she's unaware of the sort of ways she shows her wealth."
Yes.
But I think in the world right now, there is such a disparity between those who have and those who have not.
Right.
And only getting worse.
And the way Oprah talked about it told you everything. She called herself Mama Bear to these girls, a name which becomes grim when you realize that their actual mothers were describing the school as more of a prison, while others went even further and called it an outright abduction. The mothers report being forced to wait an hour and a half through security, then permitted just 2 hours with their own children before being turned away at the gate. But what made this whole situation even worse was the fact that in 2007, a dormitory matron was charged with assault, indecent assault, and soliciting underage girls, and at least 7 victims came forward. Oprah's response? She fired the staff, tightened the rules, and restricted access to the girls even further. Which isn't exactly a great look for a woman whose relationship with abusive men was already raising questions around this time, because Oprah's connection to Harvey Weinstein has never been fully explained. For years, they were visibly close, photographed together at events, linked professionally through his distribution of The Butler, and seen socializing within the same elite circles. And when the allegations broke, one of Weinstein's accusers, a British actress named Kadia Noble, described how seeing Oprah with Weinstein at a BAFTA after party had made her trust him. She later alleged that Weinstein used promises of career advancement.
I want y'all to take note to Naomi Campbell. Her name is there because they said Naomi Campbell would also go out and get these young girls and take them to Epstein, allegedly. Epstein and the rest of the pedos around there who would do unthinkable things to young girls. That people... Well, she was one of their handlers, yeah, or madam, something like that. She would go out to get the girl. The same thing they say about Auntie O, because I'm still wondering where those girls went to. But let's carry on.
To lure her to his hotel room in Cannes, where he sexually assaulted her. After more than 60 women came forward, Oprah called out his behavior, but she was notoriously slow in doing so. She also used language designed to move the conversation away from Weinstein himself, saying, "If we make this just about Harvey Weinstein, then we will have lost this moment." According to TMZ, Weinstein told his team that Oprah had called to offer support after the allegations broke. Oprah's spokesperson denied she had contacted him directly, but acknowledged she would have been open to interviewing him. Seal was one of the very few to break ranks on Oprah's relationship with Weinstein, posting a photo of her kissing Harvey Weinstein's cheek with the caption, "When you have been part of the problem for decades, but suddenly they all think you are the solution." But he then walked it back days later, clarifying he had enormous respect for Oprah and that the post was about Hollywood's hypocrisy and not her specifically. But it turned
Oh no, it was about her. Now, why he walking back, I don't know. But it was about her and a host of others.
Now, not to be an isolated case, as behind the scenes something else was emerging, an even more damaging pattern of behavior around a different powerful man. In 2019, Oprah signed on as an executive producer of a documentary called On the Record, a film centered on the sexual assault allegations against hip-hop mogul Russell Simons. It featured interviews with several of the more than 20 women who had accused him. It was set to premiere at Sundance and stream on Apple TV Plus as part of Oprah's content deal. But just days before the premiere, Oprah abruptly pulled out. She cited creative differences and claimed there were inconsistencies in some of the women's stories. Her withdrawal also killed the Apple TV Plus distribution deal, leaving the filmmakers scrambling for a new platform. Three of Simons' accusers then appeared on CBS This Morning in the aftermath, and the segment was introduced by Oprah's close friend Gayle King, who suggested the allegations needed to be put in the context of the times, which seemed to be the antithesis of Oprah's own principles.
Nothing can be further from the case. She was very upset she thought that the documentary needed to breathe a little more. She thought it was important that it be put in context for the times. Because, these allegations were many years ago, and now we're here in 2020. Put it in context of the times of what was going on there.
One of the accusers, Alexia Norton-Jones, said she was in shock and felt that Oprah had built her brand on her story of being abused and yet abandoned them at the moment it mattered most. Rose McGowan, one of the most outspoken voices around Hollywood abuse, put it in the bluntest possible terms. As she wrote, "I'm glad more are seeing the ugly truth of Oprah. I wish she were real, but she isn't. From being pals with Weinstein to abandoning and destroying Russell Simons' victims, she is about supporting a sick power structure for personal gain. She is as fake as they come." In other words, Oprah mastered the ability to make power feel kind, mastering the performance of care while using it to protect power. All of this behavior leaves you questioning how Oprah was ever considered trustworthy in the first place, especially as a huge part of her image was her backstory. She presented herself as a poor girl from rural Mississippi, a child so deprived she claimed cockroaches were her pets. No nice clothes, no comfort, no stability. That story allowed her audience to see themselves in her. They believed her story was their story. And unlike the polished presenters of the time, it made Oprah feel authentic, self-made. But her family tells a very different story. They actually describe Oprah as having a spoiled, comfortable childhood. After a controversial biography written about Oprah, her cousin even claims to have confronted her about these lies, with Oprah reportedly replying, "That's what people want to hear. The truth is boring." That single line reveals the moment a person made a conscious decision to become a product. Her cousin said, quote, "No one in the family believes her stories, but now that she's so rich and powerful, everyone is afraid to contradict her." Vernon Winfrey, a stepfather who reportedly helped raise Oprah, is quoted as saying, "She may be admired by the world, but I know the truth." And so this is what made what happened in Maui so damning. Because for the first time, both sides of the Oprah duality were exposed in the same event, the person and the business standing in the same frame, impossible to separate. But to understand why this controversy landed so badly, you first have to understand the damage Oprah had already done to Native Hawaiian families long before the disaster struck. It started, as these things so often do with Oprah, with a story designed to make her look amazing in every sense of the word. Her personal trainer had spotted a beautiful stretch of land on Maui and feared a developer would snap it up and ruin it. So Oprah bought it herself, presenting it not as a personal acquisition, but as an act of protection. But then she bought more and more until quietly over the course of years, Oprah Winfrey had amassed more than 1,000 acres in one of the most land-scarce communities in the United States. It was bought up privately, fenced off, and sealed off from the community it was taken from, serving no purpose beyond expanding the private empire of a billionaire. And as her land acquisitions grew, the consequences rippled outward in ways that were hard to ignore. Housing costs soared beyond what many local families could even afford. Native Hawaiians whose families had lived on that land for generations were priced out of it entirely. Money flowed into private estates, while the wider community was left with failing roads, stretched utilities, and weaker public infrastructure. And slowly, without one single dramatic moment, a place that once belonged to its people became part of Oprah's portfolio. And this is what made what happened next so damning. On August 8th of 2023, wildfires tore through Maui. More than 2,200 buildings were destroyed, over 100 people were killed, and it became the deadliest wildfire in the United States in more than a century. In the weeks that followed, Oprah and Dwayne Johnson stepped in front of cameras to announce the People's Fund of Maui. They each pledged $5 million and then asked the American public to donate alongside them. A gesture that does sound generous until you do the maths. At the time, Oprah's net worth was over $2.5 billion. So, while $5 million sounds like a lot, in reality, it was less than 0.2% of her wealth. And this image of two billionaires giving what was essentially pocket change, then asking hardworking, struggling Americans to cover the rest, left a sour taste in many people's mouths. But what made people much angrier was the way Oprah structured the fund. Donations didn't go directly to the victims themselves. Instead, they were funneled through the Entertainment Industry Foundation, an organization that helps celebrities turn charity into good press. Meaning part of every dollar donated was not just going towards relief, but towards the machinery that helps protect the image of elites like Oprah. Moreover, for the few victims who did receive the money from the fund, they were given nowhere near enough to actually rebuild their lives. That's because, due in part to people like Oprah driving up prices for locals, Maui has become one of the most expensive places to live in the United States. The fund was reportedly able to cover only around a quarter of what survivors needed to survive, let alone rebuild a home, restart a business, or even replace a lifetime of possessions. People were outraged because yet again, it was another example of Oprah grabbing the story for herself, while the people she claimed to be helping never got the help they actually needed. Others went even further, pointing out that the wildfires have historically been land grab opportunities for the rich. Once a place is destroyed, property values collapse, and when that happens, wealthy outsiders typically move in to buy the land for a fraction of what it was once worth. For these reasons, many of Oprah's longtime fans have started turning on her, with comments beneath her fundraiser video calling out the blatant hypocrisy. One person wrote, "Let some homeless families stay in one of your mansions you're not using and donate your own cash, Oprah." And Joe Rogan sums it up perfectly here.
And she's up there talking about income inequality. Like, hey, lady. Yeah, I know. You're rich as we have to remember what this lady has done.
She has to be held accountable.
But unlike The Rock, who at least made some semblance of an effort to address this, Oprah refused to take any real accountability for the situation. Instead, she cast herself as the victim, describing the reaction as
onslaught of being terrorized and vilified online.
Saying the backlash consisted purely of
slander and
attacks, lies, conspiracy theories.
And rather than engage with the actual criticism, Oprah proved the point perfectly. Because this is how billionaires so often process public anger, not as a moment to stop and think, but as people beneath them lashing out. When she brushed off the backlash, she wasn't reflecting on why so many ordinary people felt uncomfortable watching two billionaires ask the public for money. She was showing you in her own words that she saw that backlash not as something worth listening to, but as an attack from people she does not truly see as equal to her. When ordinary people criticize the image of a billionaire asking hardworking people for money, Oprah didn't hear a moral objection. She heard hate. Ultimately, there's a long-standing pattern here that has become obvious. The sheer number of scandals, predators, frauds, and grotesque misjudgments around her is striking. Her career sends a message that in Hollywood, almost anything can be absorbed, softened, and survived, so long as you have enough fame and influence to rise above it. According to her family and other celebrities she's worked with, the persona she built her empire on is just complete fiction. And this means that for the first time in 40 years, the story unfolding is one that Oprah can no longer control. Which is so satisfying, as she's exactly the kind of figure our modern society has come to reward, an elitist moralizer who speaks beautifully about pain while profiting the most from the people and systems that cause it. Because when a morally bankrupt billionaire like Oprah is seen as the sweetest person in the room, you start to realize the problem is bigger than just her. It's a culture that lets money and power dictate who and what we as a society consider moral. And Oprah didn't just benefit from that culture, she perfected it.
Wow. Now that he said, he put that eloquently at the end. He summed it up. Because people really believe that these people are for us, and when they do something that's charitable, they doing a good thing. But no, actually it's part for publicity, is a tax write-off, and it's to remain with the image that they have. Everybody think Oprah is so great, but when I started listening to this and it started connecting the dots, like, I'm like, she ain't shit. She kind of wicked, especially that Monique thing. Like I said, I don't know why Monique even would want an apology from Oprah. She could keep that apology and stick it up her ass if it was me. See, I don't play that, but probably because Monique wants to still be connected to the industry. And Lee Daniels apologized to it, and I think they went on to do something after that. But as far as Oprah, Oprah is wicked. They still not, now you know I'm gonna go ahead and revert back to this. Where are those girls at? Now you supposedly, I overheard it, you build another school, more for y'all to have fun with. She's a heavy supporter of those people. She was a heavy supporter of Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein. You knew exactly what he was doing. John the God, you knew exactly what he was doing. You promoted them too heavily not to know what they were doing. You guys run in the same circle. You do the same fucking thing. You knew. But again, other people playing, other people paying, they benefit off of it. And to her, it's no different with Oprah, y'all. It's no different with Oprah. I have another one. I just have this. Now, these are just clips. And then that's what I asked. Where's the girl? Nobody can tell us, because what happens is we forget. You know, we forget because they always throwing other shit in front of us for us to focus on. As soon as you start asking questions about the girls, then something else would happen to take our attention off the girl. Then something else would happen. And so now we're not thinking about, but where are the girls? Where are the girls that went missing? And because they're in poverty and they don't have the means to really let their voices be heard, those are the people they go after. Those are the people that they seek out. And like, let's go to this Oprah being poor. Her family said that's far from the truth. They say a lot of times they handpick the elitists, handpick certain people, and they create this, especially Black people, they create this sad story about them, how they were struggling, how they were abused, how they came up, to fool us to think that we could just come up the same and get on the level of being a billionaire and a millionaire. For us to believe in those people, for them to influence us to be like them, right? So the puppet masters select those. Now her family say that shit never took place. I don't know if Tyler Perry was really homeless. They put this shit in front of us for us to believe it, for us to have sympathy. For one, they garner sympathy by that, and for us to trust them more. Yeah, because they are selected. I said this about the industry as well. They go in the hood, they study you, they study Justin Bieber, and I'm not just relating them to the hood. They study Glorilla, they study Suki Hana, they study DDG, they study all these people, and they like, well, who's the hungriest? Well, I mean, who can we make this offer to that we know will bite it? And most likely, people who hasn't been doing too well, who parents are struggling, they go for it. And then they create them in the image that they want them to be. Because Suki Hana wasn't Suki Hana, right? But look at the image they created her to be. Glorilla, look at Glorilla, just glowing, just glowing. They created her. All the people they take out the hood, Jay-Z, they created him. They make those people, and they make sure that they push negative shit on us. They influence us the wrong way, but they are the gatekeepers, the Oprah, the Tyler, the Jay-Z. Those are gatekeepers, they say, for the community. And when I saw it, and they mentioned Naomi Campbell, I remember listening to a video where Naomi Campbell was like a madam for him, just like Ghislaine Maxwell. You see several pictures of her and Ghislaine Maxwell for Epstein and them. Those are the trusted Black women that they trusted, and that's what they did. They took them to the pedos, allegedly, right? Oprah is not clean as what people think. She's not who we thought she was. It's more clips about her, but look at her just laughing with John the God. Don't tell me you knew he wasn't a fraud. You knew Oprah. You just decided to push him out there. Mother's story was real, boo. And just predators always for people who lack. Yeah. Trust Tyler. Let me see. Trust Tyler Perry either. I don't think he was homeless. No, I just said that. I didn't even see your comment. I don't think he was homeless. He's another hand-picked puppet. And they let them live this lavish life to influence us, you know. And then what happens is when they make the wrong moves, and they not making the moves that the puppet master, the elitists, the real big elites want them to do, they get rid of their ass. They dispose them like Diddy. They dispose them like R. Kelly. They're going to chew up Jay-Z. And in the process, they probably take down Beyonce. Yeah, some of those people got to go. Some of those people have to go. And I do believe that. And I think we should really open our minds and our eyes, really wake up to a lot of the shit that's going on, that they are controlling these people. These people are put in front of us to keep us in chaos, to entertain us, just like circus animals. They use us to entertain us. That's the truth. Yeah. The slow rolling Jay. I think Jay will get it too. She's always been a devil. See, I'm telling you, I never looked at Oprah like that. You know? But now I look at her totally different. Yeah, Mother's Story was real, boy, just Andrea. I don't know. Trust nothing she says about her life now. I don't trust it. Because her family came out there and said she lied. And that's probably why she disconnected from her family. Because she knew her family would eventually get the opportunity to tell the truth, to expose her. See, that's probably the disconnection. That's probably the disconnection. Yeah, right, disconnection. That's probably it. The block is hot. They have exiling few. Yeah, they go get rid of a few more, baby, and we go watch them fall. It's this guy I watch called The Truth Is. He really digs deep. Him and Dee Dee got a podcast. Those are two people that I watch, and they really dig deep in the background of the elitists. And so they open your eyes to a lot of things we would never think of. Like, I didn't think of, that the fraternities, the sororities, the Masons, the Eastern, I never really thought much of those people. I just thought they were a group, a fraternity, they just an organization. But then when I go and I watch other videos and people have really done some deep diving, it makes you wonder. See, each Divine Nine supposedly protect a certain family, like the Rothschilds, the Vanderbilts, the Rockefellers. Yeah. Supposedly, that particular organization protect those people, the hierarchy, right? The hierarchies, the ones who way up there, the real big dogs. These are just little puppets. No, the masters, they supposed to protect them. And so each of those organizations, like I said, they could get so deep, these secret societies, it just make you open your mind and know everything we hear don't have to be true, but there's a lot of connections that make it broadens your knowledge on what's really going on deeper than what we really will look at, because who even look that deep when it comes to sorority and fraternity, the boule and all that? I never did. No, not everything come out someone's mouth is gospel. Thank you, Regina. I said 2026 is changing of the guard. Clive David's death have them scared. Oh, absolutely. I'm sure. That's why I said more and more of these people will be exposed. And I think some of the billionaires, allegedly, you're right, allegedly. Thank you so much, Regina. And some of the billionaires will fall from grace. Cat Williams said it, and we are seeing it. And like I said, I'm not always 100% with Cat Williams because I'm just wondering what he's doing. But again, they put some people out there, for certain reasons. They change their image right away. watch any celebrity when you see them come on the scene new, like artists, hip hop artists, the celebrities and stuff. I ran across something that was interesting. This one is only 5 minutes, so let's get to this one, y'all. Let's get to this one right quick. I ran across something today, and it was talking about Celine Dion. Now, some of these videos, they say, oh, so-and-so admitted it, so-and-so exposed so-and-so. You just got to be careful with that because we do have AI. So we know that they could do a lot of, video manipulation, voice manipulation and all that. So you got to be careful. But when I heard that about Celine Dion, I was like, because they say that they do that. They say that they eat them little peoples, Yeah, they witches, for sure. But let's look at this one right quick. This is the 5-minute one. Y'all know I'm the girl of the clips. Shit, y'all do the work, we react to it. Hold on. Let's see. Oprah Winfrey and Harvey Weinstein is this one. Girl, y'all see I'm getting kind of good at that sharing. Now, aren't I? So hold on. Here we go. Thank you for hanging with.
Welcome to today's deep dive into one of Hollywood's most influential figures, Oprah Winfrey. Renowned for her philanthropy and media presence, Oprah's connections with controversial figures like Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein present a complex narrative of power and proximity in the entertainment industry, the hidden shadows of Hollywood's glitter. In the glamorous world of Hollywood, it's easy to be dazzled by the surface sheen and miss the darker realities lurking beneath. Oprah Winfrey, one of entertainment's most revered figures, has often found herself at the intersection of high-profile success and scandalous associations. As a titan of media and philanthropy, she has had direct and indirect connections with several controversial figures, such as Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, and Sean Diddy Combs. While her public persona is one of inspiration and societal contribution, these associations have cast a long shadow, prompting some to question the integrity behind her storied career. Her proximity to such figures has sparked debates about the role high-profile individuals play in perpetuating or ignoring the misconduct around them. While Oprah has been a symbol of success and empowerment, her relationships with individuals accused of serious crimes contrast sharply with her public advocacy for justice and equality. This juxtaposition presents a complex portrait of a figure who has significantly influenced American culture, yet finds herself linked to some of its more troubling narratives. Oprah's controversial connections. Oprah Winfrey, a name synonymous with influence and advocacy, has navigated a career intertwined with figures who have later faced criminal allegations. Her long-standing friendships and professional ties with Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein, in particular, have drawn intense scrutiny. Notably, her association with Weinstein, who was a frequent companion at Hollywood events, raises questions about what she knew regarding his actions. These relationships are complicated further by her appearances at parties hosted by Sean Diddy Combs and her name appearing in the Epstein trial files. While Oprah has consistently promoted empowerment and spoken out against injustice, her connections to these individuals suggest a dissonance between her public declarations and her private associations, painting a picture of a complex figure operating within the gray areas of Hollywood's elite circle. Distancing and deflection. Oprah's response to scandals. As allegations against her former acquaintances like Harvey Weinstein became public, Oprah Winfrey took a stance that seemed more about shifting the narrative rather than addressing her past associations. Her public statements have often redirected the focus from individual accusations to broader social issues, a tactic that has drawn both praise and criticism. Oprah's attempt to reframe the discourse around systemic problems in Hollywood, while noble, has also been seen as a way to sidestep direct accountability regarding her relationships with figures like Weinstein and Epstein. This approach has left some observers skeptical of her intentions and doubtful of her unawareness of their misconduct, given her proximity to these individuals over the years.
Look at Woody.
Controversies surrounding the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls. Oprah's philanthropic efforts, particularly her Leadership Academy in South Africa, have not been without controversy. Initially celebrated as a beacon of hope for disadvantaged girls, the school soon faced serious allegations when a dormitory matron was accused of abusing students. The subsequent legal battles and media coverage tarnished the academy's reputation and raised questions.
Okay, so basically that's the same thing. I guess this was a little one I might have just got to. You know, and you see who she here with? Ellen. I have a couple of clips of Ellen too. That's another demon. Oh, Ellen is something else. And you know she fled the country, right? She fled the country. But here's something that Rose McGowan, I don't know if y'all remember Rose McGowan, but I saw her, she was on some, I think, Christian podcast, and she said a whole lot. I believe that she was one that was raised by her parents to, they basically groomed her. She was abused as a child, I believe. And I think it had something to do with her parents, but then she also talked about Harvey Weinstein. She talks about him. I watched that one, and this is a little bit what I think she said about Oprah. See, I don't know how you could be around someone. I don't know how I could be around Diva all the time and not know what she's really about or what she's into. See, that's why I don't buy that shit when people say that, oh, I don't know what was going on. They all know. And that's why again, I'm going to say this. I probably take this to my grave as long as I do YouTube. They all are interconnected. They all know what each other do. And that's why they stay so close, because of their dark secrets. Just like Mississippi, those prominent people there, they stay connected. So when shit happens, they try to cover it up too. They send certain celebrities out there, you know, to be the voice of the Black folks and stuff to try to cover up some shit they be doing in the background, you know. But Rose McGowan, yeah, I watched her on, it could have been ABC News. You know, what Harvey Weinstein did to her. And she, for some reason, gets very upset with Oprah about it. See, now why? I don't know. Thank you for the Cash App. I appreciate you so much. Hold on, let me see. Let's see. This is a brief something too. Here go Rosie Posey getting on Oprah.
McGowan has put Oprah on blast. Rose recently called out Oprah on Twitter over her past associations with some controversial men. Rose wrote, quote, "From being pals with Harvey Weinstein to abandoning and destroying Russell Simmons' victims, she is about supporting a sick power structure for personal gain. She is as fake as they come." And just to refresh your memory, music producer Russell Simmons has been accused of rape by at least 15 women. Last year, Oprah pulled out of a documentary that's highlighting their stories because she and the filmmakers apparently did not see eye to eye on that project. And as for her former friendship with Harvey Weinstein, Oprah had said that she did not know about the sexual assault accusations from women, including Rose, only that she had heard he was a bully. Do you believe that she has a point here, or does Rose have a point? Where do you fall?
I want to tread very lightly on this because I do have a lot of empathy for Rose McGowan. She is a survivor who has been very vocal, did not hold punches to speak her truth, and she was silenced and bullied and threatened. She is like a lot of survivors, especially in light of Me Too, who have very post-dated trauma that they have not been able to walk through and actually heal from. So I want to be sensitive to that. However, I think that the anger is misplaced because at the end of the day, Oprah is not the end-all, be-all of everything. There have to be other people who are rising to the occasion and being advocates and offering support. I think the idea that Oprah would have been able to take down this very strong, patriarchy and all of the power structure as a Black woman coming up in media, especially during that time, is a bit ridiculous no matter how much power Oprah seemingly has. So I think the conversation needs to be had. People need to be held accountable. But when we start going after people who are with the intentions, because remember, Oprah is a survivor of extreme traumatic sexual abuse as well. So when we start infighting, that's what the enemy wants. So I want to be really clear about this. Infighting is not how you win the game.
Right. Yeah, Oprah, Tory, is a conversation that can be had. The much more difficult conversation to be had is the fact that we might have to go back and kind of systematically restructure hierarchies, whether it is in television and movies, whether it's at talk show, whether it's at a Dairy Queen. When you just have one person that has all the power and everybody, A-list celebrities, going in there on their hands and knees at the height of their career because he is the gatekeeper. Everybody is now subject to this person's whims, and we hope they're a good person. But if they're not, who's going to speak up? Even Oprah has a boss. Whoever is writing, like Chris Rock famously said, whoever wrote Shaq's check, that's his boss. So there's always somebody above you. So until we start to dismantle some of these hierarchies that allow one person to say, you know what, Sam, I don't like it. You're never going to work again. And your agent's done too. So your agent's got to abandon you. Everybody's got to until we dismantle that, which is a much more difficult and hard conversation to have. I don't know where we go from here.
Well, you're right. Dismantling power structures is the main thing. I'll just say, I agree with what's the point here for Rose, right? Oprah was very famously sexually assaulted, abused, raped by his family members. She was very open about it. The idea is she opened that conversation into sexual assault way before many people did. Like, I mean, way before you ever heard about it. So I don't think going after her means anything or does anything.
Wow, I thought that was a really important conversation.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, great point.
Wow. See? A lot of people think the same thing. She was abused. But he said, right, the hierarchy. Going after them. And that's very difficult. Reality is going to be very difficult to shake anything when it comes to powerful people because they all connect. So who do you go to? Can't go to the president, right? Can you go to the president? Absolutely not. Who can you go to? Can you go to the authorities? Absolutely not. Can you go to any judicial system? Not really. Who can you go to? They all part of the problem. What agency? That Me Too movement, really, what's that about? Yeah, you got some exposure, but what really happens to them? Nothing. You got a man in one of the most high places that we know have done some shit, and what's being done to him? He's running the world. He's running the United States of America. So who do you go to? They haven't even prosecuted him yet. He's getting away with it. So, and we know they said he was named thousands of times in Jeffrey Epstein files. But who do you really go to? It's an unfortunate situation. That's why we just have to really be mindful to look out for ourselves and to protect ourselves as best as we can. You know, because there's really no one to turn to. And I know you hate to feel like that, but it's a true feeling. We seeing what's happening in Mississippi is a true feeling. If it wasn't for podcasters, social media, that would be dead and gone. That subject would be dead. They would have just pushed that under the rug and it would have been gone. But because we do have people out there letting their voice be heard, it shakes a little bit, but not much, not very much. And that's the sad thing about it. Because all these higher ups, they know what's going on. And the reason why they can't say nothing because they participate in allegedly, they participate in this pedo shit, in this sexual abuse, the organ harvesting, the witchcraft, the dark shit, the organizations, the clubs, they are part of it. So who can you tell? I don't know. I'm gonna drop my link. I don't know if anyone coming up. You know, I have all kinds of shit I just be looking at. And then too, they go come after Ellen. Well, Ellen, you know her, Russell Simmons, what they do, they fled the country. But her life is falling apart. But listen to this little quick clip. Because I got time tonight. I mean, I'm gonna drop the link if somebody want to come up, but listen to this. Oh, now listen to this, you guys. Like I said, a lot of shit you could say over on Instagram and TikTok that you can't on YouTube. But I found this disturbing when I listened to it. And again, people say things when people are dying or they know where around to defend themselves. But I want to listen to this one because when we talk about Pizzagate, and when we talking about doing things to little babies, to little ones, it's big. Hollywood is really big, y'all. Over there, okay, here it is. I think this is it. Okay, let me get this. We go run this clip. Let me take it off. Yeah.
Celine Dion is dying of Kuru, the prion disease that eats holes in your brain, the same fatal illness you only contract by consuming infected human flesh. The public was fed heavily edited clips of her violent convulsions, spun by every mainstream outlet as stiff person syndrome. Just another safe tragic celebrity story. But we have the raw, unedited footage. After an adrenochrome session that nearly killed her on camera, her body seized and foamed as Kuru ravaged her brain. Convinced death was seconds away, the glamorous mask shattered, and she confessed everything. This is the Hollywood they've spent decades hiding. An entire industry built on ritual abuse, child trafficking, and the systematic slaughter of innocents. The same elite predators who flew with Epstein, partied in his circle, and sustained their youth through the worst crimes imaginable. Tonight, we play the full uncensored footage they tried to bury. Buckle up. Celine Dion is still alive for now, but as the disease eats her alive, the truth keeps spilling out. She's rotting from the inside, and she's dragging the entire cannibal empire down with her. All you need to do is subscribe to my account to see the damning evidence and disturbing footage, and hear the darkest confessions made by Celine Dion.
Y'all hear that shit? Hey, Donna. What's up, baby? Y'all hear that shit? Now, y'all know that was AI. You watch the mouth and everything. You know, you could make AI say a little bit of anything. But I ate children. But adrenal problems. Some of that shit for real. But I don't know if Celine Dion said that. I don't know. Didn't he say we had to go to another channel to listen for the full exposure of it? I don't know. We got to be careful when we watch. That's why everything is allegedly over here. But now, I don't know, y'all got to help me out. Thank you, Donna. I'm trying. So, am I one that happened to hear just a little clip? I was in the hairdresser. I just saw Tasha K. I get her, notifications. Now, is she exposing Roland Martin for something? Now, I don't know, because I ain't watched the video. But I know just Andrea be everywhere. But, Tasha K. They say she exposing Roland Martin. Y'all, come on, what's up with this? I mean, it's okay if you expose, but whoever was in here with me earlier, some of you all was, and some of you hit up in the clouds, and I appreciate you for even being in the clouds, and you hung with me for a long video because I was on for 2 hours. I know content is content. I know you have to get your views, and I know whatever area you in, you do that. So she's the Wendy Williams. of YouTube, right? And I like Tasha K. And I think she has gotten into a lot of legal problems, and however they being resolved, that's on her. She do her thing. I always admired her business aspect of it, the business aspect of it. I think she's a savvy businesswoman, and I don't care how much you knock her down, how many times she gets back up some kind of way, you know. So I told you I was a bit concerned when I watched the video, and she said she has signed a deal with Deb Mar, who used to be over Wendy Williams, used to be Wendy Williams production company. Deb Mar, or someone that associates with him, who used to be Wendy Williams. And she said this jokingly. She said, Gary, they was walking in the hallway. She said, are you part of the Illuminati? Or am I part of the Illuminati now? And she said that jokingly, and it kind of rubbed me, you know, just a little bit. Because even though she may be joking, it may be the truth. It might be the truth, right? Even though she's joking, you know, we don't know what deals these people make behind closed doors. You know, we don't know. We don't know what's in the contract. We don't know what they're willing to do to get to the level they want to get to. And I'm not saying Tasha K may be selling her soul, you know. However, she said it jokingly. Are you part of the Illuminati? Or am I part of the Illuminati now? And like I said, I didn't think it was so jokingly. And someone in the comment said, you'll never know until you're into it. And that's the truth. For some things, you'll never know until you get deep into it. And the reason why I'm saying that is, now, I don't know. I know Tasha is good for getting the tea and exposing certain people. But I just felt something strange when I heard her say, or the title read, about Roland Martin. Now, I don't know what Roland Martin is. I just know he's a brother I used to watch on MSNBC when he had a show. Sometime I go over to his podcast, and I'm not sure what he did. But my thing is, we don't need to expose each other. We don't need to tear down each other. We got the little barrels over there doing it. But again, sometimes they put you in place. They purposely put you in place to do shit like you, to do shit like that. See, they be the ones who feed you this private or this secret information because they're in the in club. And they feed it to you. And I'm not talking about Tasha K. I'm just talking about to different podcaster, content creators. They make sure they spill some of the tea. Like we watched the Nicki Minaj thing today, how they set her up. They set her up because they knew she had a beef with Cardi B. Sometimes those clear people select where they go drop some information at because they know it's going to get told. And yes, that's her job. But sometimes I think we need to pull back when we going after each other. That's just how I feel. She got way more subscribers than me. She got way more, sponsorship and money. She have all that. So whatever she's doing, somebody's paying for it. And I enjoy Tasha sometimes. It's certain aspects of her I admire. But I'll say she sells her soul for you and everyone else. I'll say she sells her soul for you and everyone else. I don't know exactly what that means. I might be reading. But I love me some Tasha K. When I saw that today, I don't know, I was but what you do in the dark will eventually come to the light. Whatever you do, make it good that when it comes to the forefront, you're not embarrassed. You're not humiliated. I'm not sure what Roland Martin did because I didn't watch it, but we got so much shit going on. We just don't need to be out here scrapping with each other, destroying each other, because they too will pay you to do just that, destroy each other. We already know what's going on in this world. We already know what the elitists do. We know that they control a lot of shit and they pull the strings to make stuff happen. And I don't know, you guys. I just didn't care for it too much. Again, I don't even know what it was about because I didn't watch the video. But then I saw AT2. He ran it. See? Whatever Tasha K said, he picked up on it and he made a video about it. But I didn't watch his either. So I don't know what Roland Martin did or what the exposure is about. I just sometimes wish we would leave shit alone because I didn't hear her speak about Nolan Wells and maybe I missed it. AT2, who repeated this video or whatever, made a video from Tasha's video. I didn't really hear him talk about it. He said he didn't want to talk about it. So, like I said, some big content creators, they chose to take their hand off of that situation, you know, and that's not what she do. I don't know if I heard Storm or anybody. I haven't watched a lot of people, but yeah, what did Roland Martin do? What did Roland Martin do? Anybody know? I'm not going to destroy no one if I can't. Yeah, I'm just not into that, y'all. That's why I didn't fit too good in my other area. You know, sometimes I would get a rough and tough and I could slur a couple cuss words and shit. But when life get real, I'm not going to do anything to destroy someone else's life unless they did it to me. Unless they did it to me, and then I will seek whatever revenge I have to. But as far as just out there destroying people, no, I'm not going to do that. And I know that's her job, you know. But I don't know what Roland did. Yeah, referring to, read above text, please. I'm not going to destroy no one if I can't extend a hand to help them. Yeah, I agree. Referring to Roland, Donna, you know what Roland Martin did? I mean, I don't know if I even fucking care. I used to just watch him bring the news, and I thought he was a brother that bring the news. But again, he's connected. I don't know what he did. Oh, I don't know. Donna, it's so good to see you. That's the text you wanted me to read? I agree with you. I'm not going to destroy no one. If I can't extend a hand to help them, yeah, I'm just going to let that go. That's why, I have no idea either. I probably don't even really care, but I just happen to see that come across my news feed, and then it came across my news feed again with AT2. But nobody's talking about Barron Trump and them Tatum brothers, right? Y'all know about Barron Trump and the Tatum brothers? Do y'all know about the Trumpster? Yeah, I have to talk about it. Where's Melania? She's been missing. See, they're not talking about that because the Nolan Wells thing took place. So nobody's paying attention to Barron Trump and what's going on with them over there in the White House. And them two brothers, those Tatum brothers, who just got locked up. I think their last name are Tatum. Tates, I'm sorry. Those brothers, the two brothers that got locked up. Yeah, nobody's talking about them. Because why? It was associated with Barron Trump. Yeah. One of them got locked up. They were all on video abusing women and the way they talk, berate women and what they do to women. And they was overseas somewhere. I think they part Romanian. And American. You know, in fact, my son told me that they are part black. I think he said their father is black and the mother is Romanian. I think he told me that. But the Tate brothers are ruthless. They are. And they got locked up. I thought it was a skit because it looked like a fake lockup to me. But they say, no, it's for real. And a lot of times, the shit that they put on the videos, they expose themselves what they were doing to women and underage women, I believe, underage girls and stuff like that. They just blatantly put it out on a video, you know. And I heard one of their videos, and it was quite disgusting. So I said, that don't look like they. I mean, why are they allowing somebody to take his phone while they locking him up? Why is this guy kissing him on the head? You know? I had typed about Roland. No, I didn't see it. Where at, Regina? Wait. Yeah. Creole, a lot of witchcraft and stuff take place. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you. No. Regina, I don't know. What did you write about Roland Martin? I didn't see you write anything. Can you write it again? I know you don't come up on platforms. No, I don't know. Like I said, the Tate brothers are ruthless. Those two jokers was making some disgusting ass video, and they was bragging and they was bold about it. They was real bold about it, but they thought that they had President Trump defending them. Yeah, they was looking for President Trump to defend them because somehow they have some connection to his son Barron, allegedly. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they just Trump crazy. Uh-huh. But I think they went a little too far when they threw Barron's name in there. So allegedly he has some ties to them somehow. Now I don't know. I have to go over there and get a video. You know, I gotta go look for a video and then we'll go ahead and play it over here. But that's what I do over here. We play, we react, and we talk about it. I just had some time tonight, so I happened to come back on. I was for 2 hours yesterday. I did my little OBS the day before, and that's under a different title, and it was playing in 2 places. But I talked to my oldest son today because my youngest son, who was helping me, seems to think that I need a camera, a new camera. And so I was at my oldest son happened to call me, and I was telling him, he was asking me how my YouTube was going. And I said, I think I knew I need a new camera, son. And he said, Mom, send me the camera and I'll get it for you. I'll order it today. But I didn't go to look at any cameras. So my youngest son seems to think that I need a camera and a new computer, which I have a brand new computer here. He wasn't aware of. I think I lost the cord when I was moving, so I have to get a cord to it, and then I'll get a camera. And he told me that I should continue to go on OBS. But I said, I'm so used to StreamYard, I could work StreamYard better. He said, I need to move up to OBS, though. He said, Mom, you have to. Oh, okay. Thank you. I remember you did put that. Fair use. Yeah, let me see. I have my fair use banner here somewhere. I don't know why I didn't put it up. Everything we say over here is alleged, unless you see that it is documented proof. I have not spoken to these people. I don't know these people. This is for entertainment purposes only. And that's what we do over here. We do a little gossiping, a little reacting, and a little talking shit. But again, it's for fair use. Let me turn this light down. Oh, it's getting warm. Hold on, y'all. Let me turn this light down. And I had about 3 or 4 lights. So please scroll back some. Baby, I did scroll back some. I had typed about Roland Martin. The Tate brothers are useless. I don't know about Barron. Not that one. I text what he is accused of. Oh, where did you text it at? I'm not going to destroy no one. Oh, shit, she said she texted. Regina, I don't see. Maybe they took it out. Oh, Regina, I don't see. Allegedly, I said 20. No, I don't see. Regina. Walking snakes, I'm way up there. I don't know, baby. I don't see where you wrote. Let me see what wrote. Hey, Hot Rod, what's going on, baby? You being good? Let me see what Roland Martin is accused of. Let me see. Because Regina says she typed it, and we saying allegedly over here. Roland Martin, I'm trying to find him. I knew they would come after him. I don't know. They just. No, that's 2012. Lion sack of shit, rolling the drugs. I don't see. I went through on my TV. I don't see it, baby. I don't know. No, that shit old. Let me see. Well, here. I don't see it, baby. I went through my on my TV. Well, I didn't see it. It is blocked for some reason. She said went through on TV, so she was on TV. I don't know, you guys. I'm getting a little warm. So I'm gonna drop my link if nobody's coming up. I think 2 hours is enough for me. Oh, I ain't even made it to 2 hours. Now, honey, Miss T got tons of clips she be having over here. She downloaded a lot of shit. She just ain't got to it yet. But I kind of I don't know. I don't see anything for Roland Martin. Let me see something. Oh, Diva just sent it. Thank you. Thank you, Diva. Diva says she. Oh, the message allegedly he was in an explicit sex tape with women using a scrape on him. Oh God. I see they blocked it. They blocked it. Diva just sent it to me. Thank you, Diva. Yeah, you know, they'll block it. One thing I have some type of restriction on here. I remember that for it to block certain words. I remember when I first started and all that shit was going on, and I was over there just, you know, hooping and hollering and hooping, and people was coming. I remember I put certain names down to be blocked, and so they weren't able to even type in my chat. I had blocked them out. You know, that was over there. Oh, that's what he accused of? Ah, I see it, Regina. Really? Now, wait a minute, y'all. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, fuck, if that's what he liked, that's what he liked. Where did he do any wrong? I mean, that's what they were into, right? I guess. A scrape? Is that a scrape? I mean, some people into some freaky shit. A scrape? How would you use a? Oh, I'm just gonna leave that alone. I would never. I know you won't, baby. I know you won't. YouTube will just hold it, baby. That's no. They'll just hold. I'm looking at what they held, and I'm not gonna release it, but a scrape. I just want to say a scrape, like you scrape something. Maybe he's a little kinky. I don't know. You mean like a spatula scrape? You meant scrape? Am I right when I say you meant scrape? I don't know. No, the other one. Oh! Oh. Oh. So sexually abused, allegedly. I got it. The other word. Wow. Oh, that's deep. Oh, a strap. I done turned this shit all around. I'm glad you cleared it up. I said a scrape. Now, because I'm trying to figure, how would you scrape somebody? I see a strap. Oh, maybe that's what they like. Certain people are into certain things, and you know, maybe that's what they liked. You know, I don't know. It was just, I mean, like they said, they didn't hold Diddy accountable for having sexual relations and all that baby oil or nothing like that. That's not what because those people were volunteers. That's what they like to do, and that's their business as adults. What they do in their bedroom is their business. You know, now that fucked me up. That fucked me up. Now I get to text in full context. I got you. You don't have to type no more. Miss T picked it up. Don't type no more. I just need to take a breather. What the fuck? Where are people getting so comfortable though that when you engage in such acts that you allow recording or people are recording you? How are you getting so comfortable doing that? If you have knowledge, but if you don't have knowledge, you know, people will fuck around and get murked. I watched this guy. He was homeless, and apparently it wasn't a pastor, it was some official. Some official had been trying to get at him. He was with his other gay friend, and he was homeless. So he went over his gay friends to stay, and they gay, and I want to mention that because I'll tell you the end of the story. I'll tell you the story. And individual used the woman to play as a, huh? Oh, I can't. Stop it, Regina. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it. You may make me go get another sip of wine. I don't think this is getting deeper. But let me tell y'all this story. So he decided that he wanted to expose the man. But in the meantime, the man is sleeping and he's taking pictures of him. So he decided to get on social media, and this is why some fucking people get killed, right? I'm not saying it's right, but this is how some people play dirty and then they get killed, right? So he, for whatever reason, he decided he wanted to expose the official. Now, I forgot what he was, But he had a picture of him and the official in the bed together, and he decided he just wanted to expose him. So he brought it to social media, the place to bring it to, so millions of people could see it, if millions of people watched him. I don't know. It came across my feed and I started listening to it. But shit like that will make you leave this world real quick if you fuck with the right person. See, people do a lot of stuff on this social media and they get away with it, you know? And by being on social media, exposing it, that gives people some courage to do shit. Even when they play these pranks on you, got to be careful what type of pranks you play on people, because shit like that could get you murdered, right? Now, my thought is, he must not be scared. He must be somewhere safe, because if I was him, I would fear for my life. Now you done exposed that official out there to the community, whatever he was. I can't even remember. And now you think you should sit back and just live comfortably. Even when down low men, that shit's not right. For you to be a down low man and go home to your wife, your girlfriend, or whomever, and you have had relationships with other men and shit like that. You know, pick and choose, whatever you will. If you're bisexual, you bisexual. That's your thing. Being gay, that's your thing. Being straight is your thing. My thing is, be very careful of the people you expose or try to expose, because they may be the very ones that take you out of this world. If somebody don't want to be exposed, fuck it, don't expose them. You don't be the one to do it. Let somebody else do it. Let be the individual plays both sides of the field. Okay, thank you. But I'm telling you, shit like that'll take you out. A lot of things have changed. It's some bold mofos that walking around. Even when they play that shit on YouTube, see, I just never wanted to play it because some things just cross the line. You know, but all that exposing people, if they undercover and, you know, and doing all that bullshit, you sleeping with them, you want to tell them, that shit just crazy. But don't do nothing in the dark that you don't want to come to light. Simple. Just don't do it. I ain't doing nothing in the dark that I would be ashamed or humiliated for if it came to the forefront. Nothing. Nothing. But you got to be careful doing that. And even in their community, they tell them, hey, y'all need to cut that bullshit out, exposing people, telling people, stories. Hey, listen, I'm just not one. Now, if he was over there and oh God, I just don't want to think that or roll it. Been married for many, many years. I'm hoping I'm reading this right. Allegedly, the individual plays both sides of the field. That's fucking heartbreaking for his wife to have to hear. Too, if she's not aware of what he's doing. People have to be really careful outing people. They do. It can cost you your life. And maybe some people don't care. Like that young boy. He said not the pastor, whoever this was trying to get at him for a long time. And he felt as though his friend had set him up because the friend in him knew that he wanted to get at him. And because he needed the money, he gave it. And he had this relationship with him. And this dude is in the bed sleeping with him behind him. And he taking selfies. See, you catch a motherfucker like that, you should just snap their neck off and end it all. That's just me. Thank you. You too. I said it's allegedly. I don't know anything about it. This is TSA. This is allegedly. I'm not saying he did it. You know, I don't know what he did. I just said I wasn't sure what Tasha K was exposing Roland Martin of doing. I didn't know. But again, sometimes you'd be surprised who dropped some of these content creators' information. It's just not your average Joe. You know what I mean? You guys, it's just not one of the boys that, nah, it's some people hire when they want to when they want to come after you and destroy you. You know, and they know the right people to give it to. They know who have big audience. They know who would drop it, you know, and it is what it is. Thank you, Regina. Regina, do you mind if I make you a mod? Because you at every show. I got you, baby. I see what you said. Regina, hold on. Let me go to my channel. Regina, you mind if I make you a mod? I hope that she be more careful. Yeah, me too. I hope Tasha K even be careful because, again, these people have deep connections, you know, and you can actually risk your life saying and doing some shit. You know, Wendy Williams, she took a lot of bump and bruises too for exposing people. And, you know, we say Tasha K is our Wendy Williams of YouTube. Just be careful, Tasha. But I know that's your thing and you do things and you don't live in fear. But I don't know. I'm one that really protects my family. I protect my family. That's how I am. I don't know how to drop links. I would be a terrible mod. Okay, whole prayer wishes she is not changing. See, Donna, Donna, I think so. I think that she may be bought and paid for. I do. And I believe, just like a lot of other people, she may become a puppet. You know, she might become a puppet. They used Wendy Williams all up, and they always need new people. You know, and like I said, I like her, baby. I'm not gonna lie to you, but when I saw that clip of her saying, Gary, am I part of the Illuminati? Are you part of the Illuminati? And I was like, and he was like, no, the only thing is I'm gonna illuminate you, I'm gonna blow you up, I'm gonna light you up and all that shit. I was like, And like I said, people was in her comment, well, they're not just gonna come out and tell you that they're part of the Illuminati. You know, they're gonna once you sign that contract, you're gonna act accordingly. You're gonna act accordingly. She has had a lot of good things happen for her. You know, she got a tour, allegedly tour, which is nice. I said I was gonna come see her when she came to the DC area. We just have to see. We just have to see. Like I said, some things are not a joking matter. And when you see, and I think it's Deb Mar, but it was another name. I know Deb Mar was included or somebody else who dealt with Wendy Williams. When you actually seen how they kicked Wendy Williams' ass out, you have to be very careful what makes you think that you are any better. You know, again, the elitists, the higher ups, use us for certain things, and entertainment is one of them. And when they get tired of you or they no longer need you, they strip you of everything. And we see that happening to celebrities. We see that happening to entertainment, hip hop artists and stuff. I'm getting sleepy. I don't know if it's the wine, y'all, but shit, I'm slowing down. Y'all see, I'm kind of because I don't drink. But anywho, they They once they use you and they want to get rid of you, they will. They will. They'll get tired of your ass. And like I told you, I'm not even sure. I wish I could find that clip where that brother said you only have 20 years. We're not even talking about Tasha K. We're just talking about celebrities and athletes and all those other. They only have 20-year contracts. Is the wine diva? Probably so. I don't drink. Oh, I haven't drank wine or liquor in a long time, so maybe it is the wine. So they getting tight. Mz.T about to get out of here because she make a complete fool of herself, even though I'm enjoying myself. But I hope, Donna, that Tasha K is cool with it. She cool with it. She better be very careful because see, he's connected. He's part of the boule. And they don't never have to touch you themselves. But they can definitely destroy your ass. So don't get too comfortable fucking with the wrong people. That's all I'm saying. You know, now, them snow bunnies, them snow boys, they definitely gonna use you to get to your own people, you know? That's what they gonna do. That's what they got you for. That's why they give you money. Because, you know, they say, oh, yeah, she one of those, you know. And it makes you think, you guys, you know, there I go. That Cardi B thing never set right with me and Tasha K. Now, they do say you have to humiliate yourself. Also, there's humiliation rituals. Yeah. And that shit with Cardi B just never set right. Why are you so adamant to go after Cardi B? Cardi B is not just Cardi B. She has a big machine around. So basically, at that particular point, people were looking at you like you was humiliating yourself. Right? Like, damn, you're making a fucking fool of yourself. You look bad. You're making your husband look bad, your business look bad. Tasha said, I got this. And I trusted that Tasha had that. She got this, y'all. And then all of a sudden, she got this deal. I ain't want no gossip, but you just heard it from me. She humiliated herself with that Cardi situation. She did it again. And then she got this deal. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying, I'm just a little nobody over here. I'm just saying. That's part of it. You either gonna sacrifice, you'll be humiliated, you're gonna give something to get through this door. I'm not saying that's what she did. I'm not saying that's what she did. I said that just ran across my thought path. Just something I thought about. I never understood why she went so hard after Cardi B. Just be careful, Tasha. I support you. I'm going to keep a good eye on you, the one that's not going down. See, because Donna said they going down. But see, the one that's not going down, I'm going to keep an eye on you. Something I really like about you. So we're going to see if you start changing. Don't let those clear folks make you go after your folks all the time. But you've been going after them for years. You've been exposing them for years. But I mean, you better stay even killed with that shit. Because those folks are connected. You fuck with the wrong one, they'll make you disappear. Your whole family disappear. Everything. Just be careful out there in the streets, sister. That's all. Because shit, I ain't got your back like that. I ain't coming. I ain't coming. But I have been here for 2 hours, you guys. I think I'm gonna get ready to wrap it up because I think the little wine might be getting on me. I think so. But I had a good time. And I said that I was coming to talk, and I'm talking. Right? Donna Hughes, I'm really glad to see you again. You have been with me for a long time, and I appreciate you. Both are going down now. Oh, I better go. Yeah, they don't play. They don't play. That's a different level of shit. See, that's what you got to be careful with people when you play with their lives, because some people are on a different level of shit. They'll make your whole family disappear. You're looking, your damn kids to be gone. You go pick them up on the school bus. See, and they ain't there. Be careful of who you fool with. Everything ain't worth exposing. Everybody is not worth exposing. Some of that shit you don't have to, expose everybody. Somebody send you tea on. Walk, walk kind of lightly with some of this shit, because stuff is getting real, and people ain't giving a fuck nowadays, man. I was going through some videos the other day, and I was showing my youngest son and his wife. I was like, I have seen at least 3 people, and it's more, because he pulled up something on Reddit where you're able to see more and more people are getting unalived on social media over beef shit, over stupid shit, over beefs and stuff. We remember Manny and that couple in Las Vegas last year. I think it was last year. That girl who called herself getting on YouTube and talking shit to the man she was cheating with wife. And he came over and asked if she wanted to be YouTube famous. So you want to be YouTube famous? She on the phone with his mother. She's apologizing. He's making her apologize to his wife. But in the meantime, he got a shot to her head. Right? And she's on there telling, oh yeah, hey DC. Yeah, I'm just on here. I shouldn't have never came on here and said nothing about her and this. And she's talking to his mother or her mother, I believe, but he's standing behind her. And then he said, yeah, bitch, you want to be YouTube famous? Now I'm going to make you famous. Pow, pow, pow. You can hear, stop, Jonathan. Shot her cold, stone dead, and walked out the door right in the hands of the police, because I believe the mother was on the other end calling the police. And if I'm not mistaken, when we looked at the video the other day, he may have been shooting at the police through the door. I ain't scared of no motherfucking police. No, you want to be famous. All because she was cheating with him and talking shit to his wife. Got to be careful. People out in the streets now don't give a damn about it. They really don't. I don't know why it's getting so easy just to take someone else's life, especially in your community. It shouldn't be no one else's life, but I mean, it's big in our community as well. Where these young kids are just, even young kids, baby, young kids are walking around with possession of the GUNs, just young. It's like, what do they get a hold from? Because that's because they put them in the community because they want us to utilize them so they can depopulate. That's the truth. Boy, my eyes do look like they're getting a little. But anyhow, hey DC, good to see ya. And tell Lisa I said hello. Please come and get Mz.Teavalocity. Yeah, I am. Thank you, Queen Diva. Look at Queen Diva. That's my ride or die. She said, I enjoy your company. I talk to her every day on the phone. Sometimes 10 times a day. But anyhow, that's my brother. No, they were from, he drove over from Texas. That's the guy, in Vegas, who killed the guy and his wife. They was having a YouTube beef. And he went right there because people always post, hey, I'm here, I'm flying it. I'm here. I just touched down here. I'm out here, girl. No, that dude rolled right up on him, took him and his wife life. Man. Over some YouTube shit, right? The girl on YouTube posted. It was another girl and her boyfriend on YouTube. I think she was a prison guard and she had met him. And they would come on YouTube as a couple and stuff. He ended up killing her. It just got real crazy. And a lot of that stuff you see right here because they on YouTube. And they sharing their lives with you every day. Yep, so you got to be careful. Social media is a double-edged sword. I don't believe everything should go on social media. I don't think everybody should be exposed on social media. Like I told you, that download guy. Now that little guy, who knows? That man may feel some kind of way. He exposing him to the community. He's some type of official in the community. He might take his life. He might. People's lives aren't valuable to some people like they should be nowadays. So you got to watch who you're exposing. Is it worth the money? Is it worth your family? You know? I don't know. Like I said, I do anything in my power to protect my family. I don't think YouTube or any other social media app is worth it. I don't. Yep. So you guys, thank you for so much for joining me. I have had fun. You could tell as the wine got, you know what I'm talking about. I finished my wine. I'm starting to get a little lulu. So I better get off of here. I appreciate you all for joining me. Please make sure you hit that like button. I will be back tomorrow, but I do got to get up and do some housework and stuff like that. I still go to the casino. Last time, Devin, me and DC hasn't been in a long time. If you're talking about DC and I, no, I haven't yet. A bus kicking in. I haven't seen DC in a long time. We haven't been to the casino. Diva and I was in the casino when she was down here, and we did quite well. We found something, DC. Yep. Got to go like 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, Diva and I was in the casino 3 o'clock in the morning, and we did quite well. We did real well. That's the time. Yep. And so, but I haven't been to the casino this week. I said I haven't been in there this week. I haven't been this week. But next week I will be playing for someone. I will, and maybe DC Kool-Aid to come down. DC, or I had my son or somebody come to record. But I am playing for 5 people. Now, I told you how I'm going to pick the 5 people. A lot of you have been, the ones here now have been with me since the beginning. And I think it's only fair that I give back to them. Some cash app me, some super chat. Ain't no super chat here. But, I do receive cash apps, and I greatly appreciate those. And I just want to give back. Even though we're not where we used to be, I have lost tons of subscribers. I think I'm almost down to 4,071. I was very close to 5,000, but again, I laid vacant over here for a long time, and people left. And I don't expect people to keep their memberships, when I'm not giving them anything, not even coming on. But I will be back, like I told you, on a consistent basis. I'm trying, and I want to give back. So I am going to take $100, and again, like I did before, $20 per person. You'll win a percentage. Say, for instance, if we win, say, a major for $800, you'll get probably 150 to 2. Okay? Because remember, it's my money. I'm just giving back. Whatever you win, you could choose to keep it. And DC and I, she used to write it down, and we would cash app you. So me and my daughter stopped today for a minute since we was down at the harbor. What? Oh, get well, sweetie. I miss you, DC. Y'all stopped at the harbor? Well, I wasn't up. Well, you and Libra Butterfly, Speedy Healing. I'll keep y'all in prayer for healing. I miss you, DC. We haven't even been in contact for a long time. We really wanted to get our channel popping. However, here's the reality. You have to spend a lot of money. You're not guaranteed to win. So we would have to spend a lot of money. Some days we did okay, and sometimes days we didn't, you know, but we enjoyed doing it. So I will be going to the casino next week for 5 people here. I already know 2 because they've been here for a long time and they've been here supporting me even when I came back on. Sometimes I come on, you guys, and it may be 4 or 5 people, but I don't mind because what I remember when I first started, I had to gradually grow. I grew organically until I got to a certain amount of subscribers, and I never forget Bree saw me and she shouted me out and sent some people over here. It's different here. I would have to get into certain algorithms of true crime or whatever I'm doing. And those people, somehow I would have to get over there for those people to see me. And then I would just grow organically. So like I said, I lost a lot of subscribers. I'm down to 4,071. And I know I was close to 5,000. And I believe that I don't believe everybody unsubscribed, but I think YouTube unsubscribes people when you lay dormant for a while. So I think that's what happened here. And each time I come on, here's the craziest thing, I lose subscribers. I'm like, what the fuck? Because I thought before when I was consistent, I thought that each time I did a video, I would gain some subscribers, but now it seems like each time I do a video, they take subscribers from me. So it's going to be a slow and steady, but I'll win the race. I'm not going to quit. I enjoy YouTube, and I'm glad I had the time now to do more YouTube. So with that being said, I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Thank you. Make sure y'all hit that like button. I'll catch you later on the flip side.